Hi, I'm Billy Starr, founder and executive director of the Pan Massachusetts Challenge. The PMC is the oldest and most successful bike-a-thon in the country. The event attracts a diverse community with varying degrees of cycling experience. What we all share in common is a passion to eradicate cancer. The PMC staff works year-round to plan an event that is as safe as possible. On the event weekend itself, your safety is our #1 priority. However, ultimately, it is you who is responsible for your safety. Your behavior on your bicycle will determine how safe your ride is. This presentation is designed to provide a guideline for proper cycling safety and etiquette. It is not designed to demonstrate riding technique. You should be learning technique during your training rides prior to the event. I also encourage you to seek out more experienced riders or pros at your local bike shop to further discuss riding technique. It is rare, however, when we ride in populations 3,000 or more. So on this special weekend, you need to be ever diligent about the cycling and vehicular traffic in your immediate environment.
Cycling would be a perfect sport were it not for the cars. The reality is that we must share our passion with others using the road. It is the sharing of roads that could cause serious harm to the cyclist not paying close attention to the rules of the road. Be assured, if an accident does occur, the cyclist will lose every time. Every PMC rider is required to wear an ANZI or SNELL approved bicycle helmet. Use of radios, CD players, or other audio devices that uses headsets are strictly prohibited. When riding the PMC, you ought to be self-sufficient. Be sure that your bike is in proper working order prior to the event. A self-sufficient rider knows how to change a flat tire and to put a chain back on the gears. A self-sufficient rider carries enough water to hydrate themselves fully between PMC water stops, which are at approximately 20-mile intervals. Furthermore, when you are in an event of this nature, it is prudent to always carry rain gear, prescribed medication, and if available, a cellular telephone in case of an emergency. In the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, it is a law that bicyclists must obey all the traffic laws pertaining to motor vehicles, including riding single file except when passing, coming to a full stop at stop signs and red traffic signals, never passing other cyclists on the right, signaling your intentions to turn or stop by using hand signals, preferably the left hand and arm. In addition, use your voice to call out your intentions to other bicyclists. Be courteous to your fellow rider. Do not bark out your intentions. The tone of your voice does count. The fullness of your voice should be enough to be heard, but not to scare somebody. Common verbal communications include, on your left. This is used when passing a slower rider. On your right. In spite of the fact we just instructed you not to, there may be circumstances where you may need to say, on your right. Glass, tracks, sand may appear self-evident to a rider with a clear view of the road. It is less so to a cyclist riding directly behind you. Car back means a car is approaching from behind, and you must move to the right-hand side of the road and form a single file line as quickly and safely as possible. Most of the PMC route consists of back roads. When cyclists ride 2 abreast or more, a car cannot safely pass. In an event of this size, we need to be cognizant of the fact that these roads are open to vehicular traffic. Aside from the obvious safety ramifications, your pulling over will further the goodwill of the person behind the wheel. Drafting is prevalent in the PMC. Drafting is a technique where riders follow closely behind each other in single file to lessen the impact of the wind, sometimes as much as 30%. Proper drafting is wonderfully efficient, but it is also very dangerous. In a pace line, there is no room for distractions. Erratic or frivolous behavior can result in a sudden and severe accident. We want to emphasize that the PMC should not be your first experience with drafting. Likewise, it should not be your first experience with aero bars. Aero bars represent specialty equipment built for speed. They take time to become accustomed to using. Aero bars shift your body over the front wheel more and take your hands a good distance away from your brakes. While the position makes you more aerodynamic, it also makes you less stable on your bike and more vulnerable to an accident. While in a pace line, use of aero bars should be restricted unless riding in the front of a pack. If you should witness an accident, here is a set of procedures you should follow to summon aid to the fallen rider. Call 911 first. The quickest way may be by the cellular telephone you are carrying, or have someone call from their home or place of business nearest the accident. Then call the PMC emergency number at 1-800-WE-CYCLE. These two phone calls will quickly mobilize rescue personnel from the PMC and local communities. Do not attempt to move a seriously injured rider. Improper aid given to the rider may cause further harm. The best you can do is to protect the fallen rider by directing motor vehicle and bicycle traffic around the accident site. With over 30 PMC safety vehicles on the road, the likelihood is one of them may be but a minute away from the scene. When help arrives, give a brief but accurate description of the accident. The PMC is as much about civil behavior as it is about cycling behavior. Treat others as you would wish to be treated. Remember that in spite of our passion for our cause, we are not the only ones with weekend agendas. It may be less important that the SUV behind you gets to the beach on time, but it is still their right to have access to the road. The PMC uses roads in 43 towns, and we are not the only game in town. The degree to which we demonstrate motor vehicle awareness will come back tenfold in the community and motorist support of our mission, so please be a team player. On the weekend itself, there is so much to appreciate beyond the speed at which we travel. Make friends with a stranger, or at least a person who travels at the same pace as yourself. You'll be amazed at how much you share in common.
The PMC is not a race. It is the reward for the hard work you have done in raising money for cancer research at the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute's Jimmy Fund. When riding in the PMC, you and you alone are responsible for your safety. The PMC is a long-distance endurance event. Even though we enjoy tremendous safety support in the towns through which we travel, the roads are open to vehicular traffic. Your safe cycling conduct will ensure the well-being of you and those around you. Please be consistent with your riding behavior. Avoid sudden changes in speed and direction. Be courteous to other riders and communicate your intentions to them. On this weekend, PMC riders are not only ambassadors for the Jimmy Fund, but for the cycling community at large. We need to continually demonstrate to the motorists and the communities through which we travel that we are responsible and equal citizens.